Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. It is going to be a little bit of an unusual week, I think, because I've got a jury duty call tomorrow and it might change my schedule. I won't find out until I hope it's actually tomorrow that I find out. It'd be a shame if it was only Wednesday that I find out if I'm going somewhere on Wednesday. But yeah, I think by the end of tomorrow I should know. Tomorrow should be pretty much the same, I think. It should be a morning stream, but then I don't know what's going to happen after that. So that's a play by ear. It's going to kind of throw off my own schedule, but what are you going to do? So let's start with tenant review, which we do every Monday and does not take very long. We're almost at the longest day of the year. We're 6 days away. So sustainability, yeah, this has been going fine. Actually, do you want to read my notes from last time? What did I write there? Yeah, this has been going fine. Brakes, same thing, going great. Grit. Let's look at the journal for this. Hey, Chili. Yeah, my weekend was good. How was yours? Spent the morning working on adding different monsters, generally fleshing out the game. Music day. Yeah, that didn't go very well. The rest seemed to work. Oh wow, yeah, we started the top-down shooter just last week. I guess we did make it through quite a lot. Made great progress on the top-down shooter. Music day didn't go very well. I think I need to spend some of my off time getting used to making tracks of a specific type. In this case, the top-down shooter. Yeah. All right, I think that's good enough. I don't think there's anything like glaring or obviously wrong. I filled this out. Yeah, so the next thing I want to do is clear off this list. We have the localization stuff that I need to do. Wait a second. Yeah, maybe figure out if I want named parameters and how exactly I would set that up. The names would be part of the identifying strings. So they couldn't easily change. As a result, I don't think I want name parameters. Glad to hear that. My weekend was good. Got some stuff done. Overall, it was a good weekend. Nice. Yeah, I think for me, it's like I feel like there's a certain time in your life where your weekends can't just be weekends. They've got to have some productivity involved. Like that's where you catch up on your chores and errands and whatever little things have been dangling over you for a long time. So yeah, I think the best weekend is one where I'm spending a a small chunk of time doing that, and then it's not too bad. Like yesterday, I steamed all of my shirts. I don't like doing it, but that should last me for a while. And yeah, it's super boring. Hey, Cuddlefish. So like that was one of the productive things I did. There are probably some other productive things I did too. But then yeah, I played a lot of video games and like I got to relax and that was nice. Hmm. Okay, so this is all the localization stuff. I think we delete this. This stuff goes down to Monday. And then what did we have in the afternoon over here? Where'd that go? Oh, it's on the Friday list still. Here it is. Yeah, so we're done with that. So this is the last stuff about localization. And nice. Hey, Jesta. Steaming shirts with the power of frustration. Yeah, I didn't even need a machine. Just converted frustration into steam out my nose and just went through the shirt super fast. Localization, remnants. Yeah, hey, Jesta. Hey, Pickle. Howdy, howdy. All right, so where do we leave off on the code front of things? Let's go take a look at that. Oh, we're done. So yeah, we can just start the new stuff. Maybe sound effects. It's pretty much sound effects and like monster behavior and what was the other thing? Bug fixes. And then fun checks. So yeah, we're making pretty good progress here. I was productive this weekend, cut the grass. Front and back gardens look much neater now. Then took all the power of productivity and went mountain biking. Watched the Spanish Grand Prix. Nice, 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 nice. By the way, do you ever find it kind of interesting how Americans say lawn and you tend to say garden? Because I always think this is kind of interesting. Actually, most of the world kind of says garden if they're speaking in English. Yeah, Americans will say lawn for that though. I like the word garden for that. Hey, Devzone. Washing pile has gotten on top of me. It's like a constant mountainous reminder of being an adult. Yeah, we were talking about this in the stream a while ago, and some people just never put their clothes away. They just keep them in a pile somewhere and then pull from the pile. And like for these shirts to look nice, I have to steam them. I can't just keep them in a pile. But yeah, like socks and undershirts and whatever, they could be wrinkled. Who cares? So like, yeah, I might leave them for a while. Hey TJ, happy 5 streams. Oh yeah, you would be doing yourself a negative for sure. Let's not kid ourselves here. Okay, step sounds. I've never ever liked doing this, but you gotta apply grit at some point. Whoa, that was loud. Hey, 8 bits a bite. How's it going? Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the. Oh, I was about to accidentally type raid. Thanks for the jump scare. Hope the stream went well. Whoops. Mute this. There we go. Yeah. Let's see. Hobby solo game developer using Game Maker. Neat. Yeah. So are you working on Pixel Warrior on stream now? I mean, like not right this second, but like, did you work on it on your stream? Because welcome everyone. We are working on a game called Stuck in a Broken Tutorial. And this is a little bit unusual in terms of how games go. It's kind of an anthology of games. There's not really games you're supposed to play. Which probably doesn't make a lot of sense. So here, let me load this up. Let's change the volume. This is all still a work in progress. We haven't spent too much time on this just yet. So yeah, here's the game. Given that it's Stuck in a Broken Tutorial, every game that you play within this game is different and broken, but still kind of the beginning of most games. So here it teaches you how to do like normal platformer stuff. Looks like a pretty real game. And then you get to this point and you find out it is not a real game at all. You fall through the world. Finished up last year, currently working on the RPG, a 2D RPG with turn-based attacks. Oh, cool. One tiny thing that I cannot help but think when I hear about other people's games is naming an SEO. If you want to productize your game, calling it the RPG will probably make it impossible to search for. But other than that, that sounds cool. Yeah. Building a lot of ways you can play, but at the point we notice you having fun, we transfer you out to the start of anti-fun loop again. Yes, exactly. That's how it should go. No fun allowed. So yeah, anyway, so this is the game. This is the overview. You go between different games. Your character's confused that you're in a farming game now. But the game that we're working on lately has been the top-down shooter. So again, this I only started this on Monday, so I think we're gonna add sound effects this morning. But yeah, you can break these crates. You can get some power-ups. And all right, that guy's super strong. He's probably gonna kill me. Yeah, no, he didn't. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is all we have so far. You can like walk through these rooms and there's a basic gameplay loop for this. And we need to add in a lot of the parts of this that make sense. Yeah, you can hear we only have sound effects for this right now. But yeah, as you get more powerful, it should be easier and easier to take down these monsters. Now, like this guy shouldn't give us a problem. Only because we're shooting so much faster. All right, not too bad. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be working on. We'll add sound effects. Then we'll probably add in some more monster types. It's nice that they're walking around over there. We'll flesh out the world a little bit more. None of these have dropped a potion so far. And now I'm probably going to die. Oh, nope, I did not. Cool. Just a project name. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's a code name. Sorry to raid and run. Ended up with a work meeting that cuts into stream time. Okay, yeah. Thank you for the raid. And no worries about rating and running. I totally understand, especially when you have a work meeting. And yeah, I followed you. I'll have to check out your stream at some point. I appreciate it. All right, so let's go add in these sounds. So stepping sounds, this is where I was going to go into Godot and take a look at the player that we have here. Top-down player. We have our animation. So anything that involves walking, I think shooting is not moving, right? Yeah, no, it's not moving. But there is walk, shooting, walk, gun. So all of these animations need to be changed to have step sounds in here somewhere. All right, so let's first go get a, I guess you're going to be walking in a dungeon setting for this. So I think we'll just use one walk sound for everything. Yeah, let's load this up. Like I said, I've never enjoyed this process. So stone, I think, can we find that? Yeah, step stone, here we go. All right, I can't really hear this. Doesn't really sound like stone, or at least not what I'm thinking of. Maybe I'll search for step. I think they only have 3 of these though. Dirt, grass, stone. Oh, and step heavy. What is that? Oh, wow. I mean, this could work, but I think the stone one's probably better. Oh, there's also sand. Oh, step rock. That one sounds really good. Let's use that. Hey, Steven. Might be desperate for the toilet, but you've shown up and they have some conflict. Yeah, it's not a proper walk animation, but I think it works for this game. Just mindless monsters shambling toward you. So one of the first things to do on my PC. I don't think there's going to be an update on that for a little while. I think that in terms of the Godot team, if I had to guess, it's like 95% are kind of generalist, and then 5% are on C# or something. And I'm saying this as though there are at least 20 people to justify these breakdowns. But yeah, I think it's like 1 to 2 people have C# expertise enough to modify Godot in that way. And then there's a community, of course, too. The community could also step in. But in terms of like people I see consistently named in those threads, yeah, it's a couple people. And I think only one of them actually works on Godot. Raul Santos, I think. I think it's this person. Yeah. Yeah, they're the Warcraft 3 icon. I think they're a core Godot person. I'm not actually even sure. I just see their name all over the place. In fact, I don't even know how to find out who works on Godot. Like, Godot core contributors? They must have a... No, maybe they don't. Areas and teams. Do they have a... Oh, here we go. 2D GitHub reviews maintainers. So is Raul one of the people? Yeah. So there are literally 2 people. So I wasn't that far off when I said this. I said 1 to 2 people. And I bet in terms of percentage of like developers, it is probably pretty close to like 5 or 10%. Hard to say exactly though. But yeah. Hey, Blub. Okay, so let's go take this in. All of these sound good. We don't have any concept of an audio pool where we could play one of 3 sound effects. We might want that here, but I think just pitch shifting them for now is probably fine. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in all these sounds. Audio, sounds. I guess let's go ahead and top down shooter. Step rock. Okay, stepping sound. All right, great. So we got that. Monsters detecting you. We want a sound for that? I don't even know what that would sound like. And I don't know if you'd want this for everyone who might possibly be detecting you. No. Oh, these are pretty good. I think I like that one for when you get hit. Player getting hit. Yeah, we'll play around with these. That's pretty good. Player dying. Hey, Monatic Vine. Happy Monday. Hey, are you like locked into this new game idea? Has it started? Are you guys still in the ideation phase, or curious to hear more? Hmm. This could be a monster dying. Well, we could use a bunch of these, actually. Hmm. Yeah, there's quite a lot here. I don't know about this. Oh, it started. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. And is it a different person from who you worked on the first game with? Okay. We need a monster taking damage. Monster taking damage. And it could sound like just kind of bullet hits, maybe. Although you could have the spear attack as well, I guess. Yeah, like these could work. I don't know. Yeah, different friend. Okay. And not that it's any of my business, but are things still cool with you and the original friends? Hmm. These playing too frequently would probably be annoying. All right, I don't know what to do about that one. We have, well, we need some like the monster dying. What do we use for this? Die O2 for the player dying? No, I don't like any of those. Anything else? I used 0-1. This could work. I'll get this one for now. I'm not super happy with it. Monster dying, probably need to tone down the volume. All right. We're cool. Not amazing, though. Didn't really like me replacing the AI gen art. I see. Yeah. Sorry to hear that, though. I think long-term projects definitely change friendships. And that's part of why I asked, because I had my own experience of this way back in 2015, 2016. And yeah, I don't know. I chalk it up to a bunch of different things. But I think inexperience was on the list for both of us. Just came in. Normally we play several sounds randomly for the same actions. Yeah, for us, we just pitch shift them, and we could play several different sounds, but I haven't coded that yet, and I don't know for sure that I want to. Yeah, with Botland. Yeah, yeah. All right, what else do we need for this? Hey, Faceless. So getting hurt, hitting enemies, hitting a wall with a bullet, shooting a bullet, drinking a potion. I mean, we kind of have that. Dying. Monster detecting you, I don't think we need. You'll just see them detect you. I don't know if they should be making stepping sounds as well. I think that might be a bit too much. How about we just go add these in and then see how it feels? So let's close everything. Sound ID. Go add in top down shooter. What do we have here? Step sound, step rock. Then player getting hit. Let's say getting hit to make it more obvious. Player dying. And monster dying. Okay. Some projects outlast relationships. Yeah, I also think just the projects warp the relationship. Because a lot of times with your friends, I guess I had a second experience with this. A lot of times with your friends, you can sort of just ignore any conflict that's below a certain level. Like, I don't know, let's say your friend gets in a car accident with you or something. It's like, okay, you probably need to address that. But let's say your friend is late to an event. It's like, well, you just don't even really need to talk about it, right? It's like, how often are you really going to hang out or do something? And how often will that bother you? But yeah, when you're working on a project, it's like, well, now all those little conflicts become persistent little conflicts. So it's like, oh, your friend's late to a meeting. It's like, well, if you only ever had one meeting in your life, who cares? But your friend's late to every single meeting you do, and you're like, wow, this is throwing off my schedule. It's like, well, now you need to talk to them. And yeah, I don't think conflict resolution skills are generally high to begin with, but I think especially when it comes to friends, it's like, well, now you're entering a different dynamic for that relationship. And yeah, it's just tough. All right, so we want 4 of these. Let's just paste them in. Sound ID dot equals new sound data. That name of shouldn't have been there. All right, so the path is going to be res / assets, audio, sounds. Oh, where did I put these? In a top-down shooter folder. Okay, yeah, that's correct. And then these are the sounds that I want, but I don't think they're in the right order. So step rock is correct. Player getting hit is correct. And those are also correct, actually. Yeah, I did them in the right order. All right, so now we need pitch shifting. Let's go get that. I'm just going to pick some like general numbers here for now. And then we need the volume slider. This is all going to be volume slider player. But this is a non-player one. Have I defined what this means? Not really. And will we ever even have a volume slider for it? Like, is there a reason for me to do this? I've never used it up until now. We live on opposite sides of the country. Don't have a good reason to spend time with each other anymore. It was a big change going from talking almost every single day to near radio silence. I see, yeah. Yeah, no, it's good that you're so cool. Like I said, I'm not taking it as like a, oh, everything's dead. But, yeah. And it sort of thing can be tough. Manager seems to approach work relationships as strictly work. I kind of like it, actually, because it makes everything easier for both parties. Blurred the line between friends and work colleagues, and that made it more difficult. Yeah, I think either way can work depending on the people. But I think the important part is that there will be problems, and how do you get through the problems? And like, how do you do it in such a way that both people still feel respected? And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's difficult sometimes, especially when it's just binary decisions. Like, we should ship on, I don't know, like the 12th of May. It's like, well, you either do or you don't ship then. Granted, you could look at that as the sliding scale of like, well, the 13th, it's not the 12th, but it's only one day away, or, you know, June is 1 month away, or, but still at some point you get to like, well, we're either doing this thing or we're not. And yeah, if you both have diametric opposite opinions, it'd be tough to reconcile that. Now, what else are we missing here? Bypassing attenuation. I don't think we want to bypass attenuation for any of this stuff. So now we just need to plug in where these sounds are played. I'm a line stacker with the most blurry of lines. Hey, Shuffleton. Hey, Strong. All right, let's start with this one. Step rock. Top down player. Play step sound. All right, we should have an audio system here. Do we? Do I never save this off? I never save this off. Do I save a reference of the game? No. Do I have an init function? Yes. So let's go save off the audio system. Good. Good. And then here we initialize this. Oh no, we passed in the audio system first in the other one. Is that what we always do? All right, so in a lot of cases we do. What about the other way around? In two of them, we pass it in a different order. Yuck. All right, well, I want audio to be first, I think. Yeah. And what's on my clipboard right now? Yeah, there we go. Step rock. I need to remember that. All right, so now we have this. Let's go play it. Sound ID step rock. All right, now we got to call it. And this is always the most difficult part for walking specifically because you got to make it look like it's kind of timed with the stepping. So I kind of like to put it maybe here. Let's add a call method. Player. And then the other one's got to be split exactly. What do we have? 1.6. So we put a 0.8 after. So here. So this will only work for walking downward. But let's maybe try that out. Hey, Phil. Good morning. All right, now what else? Player getting hit. So there's a take damage. Who does this? Oh, whoops, this isn't even the player. What am I doing? Play damage feedback. Yeah, here. So part of the damage feedback is playing the sound for this. Okay, good. Now we have the player dying. Game over. Died. Here we go. And then we have monsters dying. Monster died dot invoke. I mean, if we're just gonna invoke this out anyway, I guess let's just add it in here. Base room calls this. Yeah, sure. Then top down shooter. All monster died. We now play a sound. All right, so we added in all the sounds. Now let's go listen to the stepping around stuff. Hey Mars, yeah, day 46 means a new game. We're working on Stuck in a Broken tutorial now. And I've been pretty happy working on this. It's really a game of a bunch of sub games. So we're on a top-down shooter sub game that I only started on Monday. So this is like day, what? 1, 2, 3, like maybe 4, 4.5, depending on how you think about things. Because I did some music that didn't really go anywhere, and I did some localization stuff that wasn't related to this. All right, so we got to turn on sounds. And now only when we're stepping downward will we hear it. So let's listen. It works. Yeah, it works. Hey, Mr. Who Cares? Been learning new programming languages? I like new projects. What languages have you been learning? Excuse me. Let's see what it's like when it's faster. Oh, the animation speed doesn't change. We probably got to change that. Mini script. I haven't heard of that. Mini script. I see. So it's like a Lua replacement almost. Where's an example of this? Oh, it even kind of looks like Lua. A little bit. Yeah, interesting. Testing Jai. Is there a timeline on that? I know it's been in development for a while and that there's been some beta that people could participate in. All right, so speeding up the animation. Don't we have like a set FPS thing over here? Set walking animation speed. Here it is. How does this work? We get all, oh man, this is gonna be annoying. Also, we can't easily do this. Yeah, we can't easily do this. We don't have separate walking speeds from shooting speeds. Oh, it's not gonna be fun. Yeah, I'm not sure what we should do. So problem, our animations are like walk and shoot animations are like inseparable. So as your movement speed increases, we won't play more step sounds, more stepping sounds. Option one, try to separate the animations, try to separate the frames out. I don't think this is an option. I think it's going to be too much effort. Option two is like play more stepping sounds, even though they won't match your actual walking speed. I think this would sound weird. Option three, speed up the animations anyway. Your movement speed will increase with your shooting speed increasing, will usually increase. Hey, Franken. How'd the music go? It didn't go very well. I didn't make a lot of progress. Yeah. Oh, after the new game's release, they're going to release it to the public. Cool. Yeah. What else can we do here? Just ignore this problem. Yeah, but ignoring the problem leads to what we just saw here, which is this feels fine. Oh, wait for it. But then when you're moving this fast, it doesn't feel fine anymore. Maybe that's where we use the running speed. We do have running and shooting, right? I guess maybe that could fix the problem. Assets, sprites, characters, top down. Oh, that was monsters. Where's, here it is. Run, gun. There's nothing in here. But anyway, that means that we do have it. I just don't have it in that folder. Yeah, so I guess that's the best solution. Option 5, use the running animation when you hit a certain speed. Okay, gotta write that down then. Use running animation when you hit a certain speed. It'll make the step sounds more realistic. All right, so I'm pretty happy with those being on the frames that they're on. So that's walk, gun, down. Now we need to also check out walk, shooting, down. And then if those both sound fine, then we're just fine. So look at their feet. They... What? What is going on with this? I want it like right... Maybe I want it in between the frames. Like 0.3. I kind of want to try that. Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to try that. And then we just need to apply this everywhere. So we go to 0.3. There we go. And then insert a key, step. And then we go 1.1 and insert the other one, step. Okay, let's try that. So now when we're moving and shooting, we're going to play this sound. And I just want to see, does it look kind of like it aligns with the actual footsteps? Yes. Is it better than this? Maybe I do want to move that. I never really thought of putting it in between frames. Walk, gun, down. Yeah, let's move this over. We cannot do that. Now we can. All right, the reason I'm belaboring this is because we're about to apply it to like 14 more animations, and I don't want to have to change 16 total animations. Yeah. Yeah, that feels good. Alrighty. So, what's the easiest way to do this? Top down, player, TSCN. We could just go into where these changes are and see how it was done. We added another track and we had to change the step. I think just copy pasting in this track though everywhere should be fine. So we just need to make sure that we get all of the different walk animations. So where does walking start? There. So walk, gun, left, down. We just paste this here. Let me make sure I did that right. Yes. Okay, now left up. So just keep pasting stuff. This is right up, up. Walk shooting down is already done. We got to copy this now. Why did this have more tracks? Oh, because of the muzzle position. Ah. All right, well, this isn't too bad. I was gonna say, if this had been annoying, I would have just asked AI to do this. But yeah, I only have another few of these and then I'm done. And then the moment of truth is going to be opening Godot and making sure it doesn't break. Done. Okay, let's try it. And now let's go look. Looks good. I'm just going to click some random ones here. Those all look fine. That looks fine. That looks fine. Yeah, cool. All right, so now walking should work in every direction and have sounds. And then taking damage will have sounds. So let's go try this. Yeah. Oh yeah, we need it on breaking a crate, on hitting a crate. That's super loud. Yeah, if a monster dies. Wow, okay, all this is incredibly loud. All right, so hitting enemies, hitting all the bullet, getting hurt, monsters detecting you, stepping sounds. So yeah, shooting a bullet. We don't have something for a bullet hitting an enemy, do we? Player getting hit. No, yeah, okay, so shooting a bullet, bullet hitting enemy, bullet hitting wall, bullet hitting crate, crate breaking open. Drinking a potion we already have. Dying we already have. All right, so let's go see if we got something for like breaking open a box or a crate. Do we have anything like that? Wood. Yeah, either one of these would sound decent enough. I like that one. I think that's good. Okay, let's go add this in. Sound ID. Break crate. Break crate. Done. And this needs to be done whenever a supply crate gets smashed open, which is called here. And base room calls this to call into this, which goes into top-down shooter, which calls into this, which then we just call the play sound. Cool. So there. Now we have a breaking crate sound. Or no. That was crate breaking open. We need bullet hitting the crate. Maybe this? I can't even hear that. Yeah, that sounds good. Whoa, that's louder. So this we can use. I think we might already have this one in the game though. This one we can use when you hit the crate. And this we can use when you hit the wall. Yeah, they sound pretty similar. But do we already use this in the game? No, we don't. Do we use the other one in the game? We might not use either one. No, we don't use either one. All right, whoa. Okay, so let's copy both those in. So number 2 is hitting the crate. Number 1 is hitting the wall. Hey, Liquidor. How you doing? So this is bullet hit wall. And the other one is bullet hit crate. Okay. Winning? I think so. Yeah, I'd be interested in seeing how Jai gets picked up by the community and how much it changes and when there are Godot extensions for it. Because I don't know very much about it right now. All right, so bullet hit wall and bullet hit crate. Bullet hit wall, bullet hit crate. All right, so the crate one is supposed to be 02. And hitting the wall. Oh, there's supposed to say shooter. And then hitting the wall is supposed to be 01. Okay, now we got to go plug those in. So bullet has a... Somehow we know that a crate was hit. Is it the crate that knows it? Where is that? Here. Life. Here. Take damage. Play damage feedback. We don't have an audio system here, and we don't tell anything higher up than this to do this. And we don't have an init function either. Well, this is fun. All right, fine. So play damage feedback. Yeah, let's put this here. Audio system dot play sound ID. All right, now we need the audio system. So we're gonna go make a public void ready. Good. Then we gotta initialize this. Which base room does, I guess. Supply crate. Here it is. Supply crate dot. Oh, whoops. I put an underscore. Dot initialize it with the audio system, which we don't even have here. I don't think so. No, we don't. I think we should initialize it with that then. Yeah, I think we should initialize it. Do we? Yeah, whatever. Let's just put this in and see what happens. Also, it seems like the autocomplete has gotten a little bit smarter, which is nice if that's true. Now, can't resolve a init. Didn't I just make this? I didn't? Where did I put that? Oh, I called it ready. There we go. All right, so now I just need to initialize base rooms. And that should happen from top-down shooter. Base room. Yeah, here we go. Starter room. So it's wherever we... Oh, there it is, init room. Wait, room dot already has an init with player? Whoopsie doodle. Okay. Well, let's just move this down there then. Done. All right, I mean, it's all plugged in pretty easily. Now, what's the problem with this? Oh, it's capitalized A. All right, so did I do it correctly? Did I actually make it play a sound? Yes. But this assumes that you're shooting with a bullet. You might not be. I'm great. Recruiter reached out to me this weekend. I had a job offer. Haven't applied for a job in over 15 years. Are you gonna interview? All right, so we got to listen for the sounds now. Okay, the breaking of it is pretty loud. We got to do leveling. Yeah, I haven't done audio leveling yet. Let's just ignore that for now. Level the audio. Breaking a crate is way louder than hitting it with a bullet. And if we ever add in a spear, we got to do some other things. Right now, hitting the crate assumes that it's a bullet hitting it and plays a sound appropriately. We may need to change this. Is there a way to hide this stupid little Gemini thing at the bottom? You can't even see this. But yeah, there's a little... There's this, which acts as a... It covers your text and it acts as a click boundary. If I click this, what happens? How do you turn this off? Switch to side panel and then X out of it? No, then it comes back. Tools? Create images? Oh, that's why they use a banana, because a nano banana. Now I understand. When it's just the arbitrary like AI thing, it doesn't make sense. Man, this sucks. There's no way to turn that off. Bottom bar. Oh, turn off, thank God. Yeah, it was bothering me all on Saturday when I was taking notes. Pretty nervous about that. Tech stack is pretty simple, but I feel like, what if I'm not good enough, you know? Well, but if you, I guess the way I look at it is, you didn't even initiate any of this. So, well, never mind. A whole bunch of thoughts went through my head, which is that I think rejection always feels bad, even if you weren't looking for a job or didn't want to switch. So there is that impact. But in terms of job mobility, yeah, I guess you hadn't been looking for a job to begin with. Plus, you could prepare a little bit if you want. Yeah. I got a jury duty summons? Yeah, I did. Hey, Pressel. Happy Monday. Yeah, so I have a call tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to be. I don't know when they're going to tell me when it's going to be. And then the trial lasts for like 2 weeks. And I would need to show up to the courthouse some number of days. I don't know which days. I hope I'm not selected, because this is going to be incredibly tedious just in terms of getting to the courthouse. Like, you have to be there pretty much all day, and it's not nearby. And it's pretty much at rush hour, both ways. So, yeah, I would very much not like to do this. Adam in court. Yeah, Adam in court, probably. I mean, I don't have to physically go to court tomorrow, but I have to participate in a call. And that's when I assume one of the lawyers, or both the lawyers or something, I don't know how they do this, is going to talk to me and ask me some questions and figure out if I'm like fit to be on the jury. The courthouse almost walking distance from my home, but whenever I get jury duty, it's for about an hour's drive away. Oh man, have you considered breaking a limb? No, I haven't. Should I? What happened? So this is just part of a civic duty of living in the U.S. You get summoned for jury duty every so many years. It's not like I'm part of a lawsuit. It's that someone else is part of a lawsuit, and you need to just sit there and listen and then deliberate. You could reasonably argue that you can't make it for financial reasons since streaming is your job. I mean, I could reasonably argue that, but it's not true. Like, I can make it. I feel like I should try to make it. And yeah, it's going to suck, but whatever. It's going to suck. Times are pretty stale in terms of keeping up to date with tech and software. That's all been in my spare time, so I'm not sure how to actually prove what I know. Yeah. I mean, look, there is a lot of interview prep material out there. The proving what you know typically comes down to like knowing data structures and algorithms, system design, behavioral interviews, being able to talk about your resume. I don't think it'll probably be too bad. Yeah. You get to decide whether a man lives or not. I'm not allowed to discuss the case, so I can't tell you what it's about. So yeah, I won't even joke about this. I want to do everything above board. Everything all right? Oh yeah, everything's fine. I'm just annoyed because if I get this, I got summoned for jury duty, but a summon doesn't really mean anything yet. Then like tomorrow they'll go through the selection process. If I'm selected, it'll be misery. It's many days. It's a lot of transportation. You get paid $10 a day. So it's like, if I were to go buy lunch outside of the courthouse, it would cost me more than I'm getting for the entire day of being there. So it's just annoying. It's not like, yeah, it's not anything more than annoying. You already know the case. All I know is the broad overview of it. And they say don't talk to anyone about it. So I haven't even told my wife. It's fine. I also just had unlimited jury duty pay at work. Yeah. I participated in jury duty once, but it was over like a summer vacation that I had. And it was 3 weeks long. And I hear about these people who are on jury duty for like a day. And I think, man, that must have been great. It's like I got something for a 3-week thing and now a 2-week thing. Atypical. I don't like dogs and cats. When the day came up, person pleaded guilty, was very happy. Didn't want to hear all the details. Yeah. Yeah, plus some cases, depending on the details, could potentially cause you some mental stress. Like if you're hearing about someone, I don't know, like embezzling money, it's probably not going to be traumatic for you. But yeah, murder or any sort of like assault cases, those things could probably trip you up. With that said, I don't think I'd probably be too affected by almost any case unless it was particularly gruesome. I've seen enough movies. It's not like you're watching the crime happen. Kids all 3 weeks, man. Yeah, it's sucky, right? You can find someone not guilty even if you don't believe it and you can't be punished for it, so it's legal. Knowing that will usually get you kicked off. Oh yeah, I know about jury nullification and that whatever verdict you render, yeah, should not have punishments. Should be up to the jury. How's it work when you got a job? It pretty much overrides your job. Like your job doesn't have to pay you for that time, but they can't fire you during that time. If you're self-employed, they may take it into consideration. Bullion was mentioning in the stream the other day that he hasn't had to serve on jury duty as a result of that. So I don't know. We'll find out. I certainly don't mind the call tomorrow. It's just a phone call. It's probably going to be half an hour or an hour. And yeah, that's not an issue whatsoever. I can take that from this room. And I don't know how it'll go. And yeah, I'll just be honest with them and tell them whatever they ask about. Why you'd render a dishonest ruling? A dishonest one? I mean, okay, yeah. I guess I'll have to see what they ask. What a typical day in Adam's life looks like. You see a lot of it. I mean, typical work day, I stream the whole thing. But then, yeah, typical day outside of that is stuff I probably wouldn't want to share too much of. Or at least not like a video of it. But what if you were a ref in a World Cup match so that overrides? Oh, so if there's any like significant hardship, then you're able to defer it to some other time. So like let's say yeah, you had broken a limb and you're in the hospital. Yeah, you can't make it to the courthouse. Like that'd be irresponsible to like forego your recovery. So yeah, they're amenable to that. But if you're like, oh, my hardship is that it takes an hour to get to the courthouse, they'll be like, too bad. You live in the area. What do you do 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m.? I just answer these questions from this guy at Pressel in chat. Just nonstop questions. That's what I do. That's my day. And I say, hey, I hope you have a good workout. And hey, how was your oatmeal? All right, so bullet hitting crate we're now done with. Bullet hitting wall we need to go do. I think bullets themselves know when they've collided with it, but we don't know. Oh, we do know this here, yeah. But bullets don't have an audio player. Yeah, they don't have anything. All right, well, let's initialize them with one. Audio system dot play sound ID. Bullet hit wall. All right, we'll go initialize this. There we go. Now let's replace these and this and this and this and this. And then we can go initialize the bullet. So wherever we create these right now, it should be in the top-down shooter or maybe in the player. I don't actually know. Yeah, on create bullet. Here it is. So bullet dot init with the audio system. Cool. All right, let's go try that out. Sounds like a pain. Oh, you don't know the half of it. I was deployed and I got one of mine. Why can't you serve? What's your reason? Not in the country? Yeah. Yeah. Have you considered banning the dude? Uh, you know what? Maybe that's the best idea. He'd come back as a Pressel 2 though, and then a Pressel 3. Been summoned 3 times. First time got a letter saying it was settled before the date. Second I was told it was canceled. Third time I sat through the initial selection, didn't answer any questions. Didn't answer any questions. You mean you didn't have to, or you refused to answer? Did you get paid for doing that? Are you asking TJ? Or like, oh, do you get paid? Oh, jury duty in the US has to pay between $10 per day and $25 per day. So yeah, those are the minimum and maximum. And guess what? My state, or at least my county, chooses the minimum. This is per day pay. And like if you're there for 8 hours, then you're getting like what, $1.25 per hour. It's not supposed to make you whole. I'm not even sure why they pay you. Because I mean, I'll take the money, but like what is $10 supposed to do? All right, this is feeling a lot better with some sound effects. Oh yeah, door opening. I forgot about that. Oh, and I did not test the bullet hitting the wall. We got to try that out too. And there's an error going on. Sounds like a scam. Mowing one law. I feel like there's a jury duty joke in there somewhere. They don't cover travel expenses. No, they do. I think if you take the bus, they pay for it entirely, and if you drive, I think they pay for your gas according to like some IRS adjusted mileage rate, which is probably, yeah, like I don't know. It's probably not much. My brain's frozen. What do you get paid for? A jury duty. Yeah, we're talking about jury duty right now. They should be tipping the jury. I'll give them a receipt and it'll auto populate with like a 30% tip. It'll be like $3. I don't know if I can swing that. It's not making a sound. Huh. Yeah, why isn't it making a sound? Oh, that must be this exception because I never initialized the bullet. Or there are two places where it gets initialized and I only did it on one. Wait, base dot it. Oh no, this is wrong. Bullet dot init. Yeah, here we go. Audio system. Okay. This seems fine. I don't know what I'm missing. Let's just select everything. Resource file not found. Oh, whoops, I typed .wave. Okay, my bad. That's easy to fix. All right, I thought it was an audio system problem. You end up paying to do it. Yeah. It's not the complete worst. But like I said, your employer doesn't have to pay you during that time. So I don't know what, for example, McDonald's does, but they could be like, well, you're on jury duty, then you just don't get paid during this. It's not like you're coming into work. And you'd have no recourse. But they can't legally fire you. So they couldn't be like, oh, you have jury duty? Well, then see ya. You don't have a job anymore. I think that's making a sound, but I think it's just really, really quiet. Yeah, it is. Okay, I gotta tone that down. It's like the loudest sound. Great break here, yeah. Volume 0.4. I don't know, it's just super loud. Hey Campbell, super pay goose. Basically paying to do it via opportunity cost. Yeah. Entire jury is randomly selected, no reserved seats and whatnot. What if another person on the jury is your high school bully? So randomly selected to get you summoned, I believe, minus one filtering process, which is that you do have a cooldown. So depending on the state, you might not be able to serve again for like 5 years or 10 years or something. So otherwise, though, it's random. They just pick random people who are citizens, as far as I know. And then it's not necessarily random in how the lawyers decide whether they want you on the jury. I don't know how that works. I don't know. I think there's some like meta game there where they try to like stack the jury based on what they think will be favorable to them, but I don't know too much about that. And then the what if another person on the jury is your high school bully? I don't think you can pick or say that you have a problem based on the jury, but you could say like, oh, I know the plaintiff or I know the defendant. And then yeah, you can't serve on the jury. You wouldn't be unbiased. Or like I even had a question, like imagine if the court case had to do with the people in the stream. It's like, do you know Liquidor? Do you know Oppressal? I'd be like, yeah, I know those people. Then yeah, you're probably not going to serve because you probably know more people involved in the case or have a stake in it. It's a kind of violent sound effect for breaking a crate open. And is that making a sound? I still cannot hear this. Yeah, it is. Hey, Leaper Girl. Hey, Twitch Dog. Outing some viewers, I see. You have some dirt on them? Only a few. Oh, that sounds pretty nice. So we need it hitting a monster sound. And shooting the bullets. This is looking pretty good. The bricks and minifigs case. I mean, I think there are going to be a lot of cases for that. Yeah, man. It's kind of interesting. Like, I don't follow a lot of, I'd say, real world drama. Like, watching Breaking Bad is following drama, but not real world. And there are very few dramas that play out, whether real world or not, where like the whole culture is focused on it. So Game of Thrones is one of those times where it was just like everyone seemed to be plugged in. Breaking Bad was another one. I think toward the end, it was like there were a lot of people watching and talking about it. And yeah, now I haven't met many people in real life who've been talking about the bricks and minifigs thing, but it seems like a lot of the internet is focused on it. And it's interesting. There are a lot of interesting parts of the case. So yeah, I'm pretty intrigued by that. Usually I don't really care about this stuff. All right, so bullet hitting enemy, shooting a bullet, door opening. Do we have a door opening sound? I think we probably do, right? No, that sounds pretty good. I think we used this already though, right? Barn, door. Oh yeah, we do. All right, so farming door open. We'll just do the same thing for the regular door. All right, so we have the play opening sound effect, and we have walked through. I guess we need to play it over here. So let's go save off an audio system for this too. Init audio system. Does it know how to fill in the... No, it doesn't seem to. That's fine. All right, so doors. We don't fetch these so that we can initialize them. Wait, there's got to be a walked through being used from somewhere though, right? Where's that? Base room, here it is. Door.init audio system. All right, so this is not just add door listener, it's init door. And then did I actually code this or no? I don't think so. I think I started to. Yeah, I did not do this. So audio system, play sound, door. Wait, there's an enter door in the... What is this? Miss evade? Okay, that's different. That's like a Kirby door opening. This is like a farming game door opening. All right, let's try that out. Did you like Better Call Saul? I tried watching it once and thought it was like the slowest show in the world. And then I tried again later as kind of like well, I'll kind of watch in the background. And I think it's got some of the best episodes of television. I still think Breaking Bad overall is a better show. But there are like 2 or 3 episodes of Better Call Saul where I'm like, man, is it worth watching the entire series just for these episodes? And I don't think the answer is yes, because I wanted to share those with my wife, but you can't just show the episode and be like, oh yeah, here's all the context you need to know. You'd have to watch the context. And I don't necessarily think it's worthwhile to watch the whole show just for those. So yeah, I liked it well enough. I probably wouldn't rewatch it. Okay, so now we have a door open on. Let's go listen. Ooh, nice. Love it. So let's go ahead and the other ones. You're crazy. It's so good. Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it well enough. I just think there are a lot of episodes that just felt like filler to me. And I get that they're not filler, it's storytelling. It's just it wasn't like blood coursing through my veins, gotta watch, edge of my seat kind of thing. All right, so we have 2 more sound effects we gotta get. Have you seen Pluribus, newest show from Breaking Bad guy? No, I haven't. Vince Gilligan. Yeah, I think Vince Gilligan is really talented. Huh, interesting. Pluribus is even slower. Hey, none. Um, yeah. No, the banding is happening on my machine too. You know what that's called? Yeah, that's banding. Okay, I got to take a break because an ad's about to start, and I don't want to hold people up. So, is it jump time? It's jump time. hello. And hey, Sun Mercury. Hey, Phaedric. How do I participate? Yeah, just type join, like the literal word join. And then you can type a letter and a number, and that'll tell the character where to jump. So like L50 is jumping like 50 degrees to the left, so it's pretty extreme. R10 is like barely jumping to the right, but upward. So yeah, you can use that to try to jump between these platforms. But for now, close the game. All right, so shooting a bullet. I said I kind of want to use this. I don't know if this is going to sound good. So let's just find, where is it? Laser shoot. Yeah, like this, but a little bit muted could work pretty well. Let's just download this. Download. Yeah. I think this is a muted enough sound where maybe it'll work. Let's go plug this in here. Laser shoot. And then I like to write in sounds.md. Provenance. What I call this again? Laser shoot. There, done. Okay, now sound ID. We go make a shoot bullet. Shoot bullet. Oh, that's not shoot bullet. And put this in the right game. How did I just randomly... How did I put this over here? Yeah, put this over here. Maybe lower the volume a little bit. Let's try it out. So we just got to go play this. Top-down player. Bullet. And we should have an audio system, yeah. Cool. Hey, Sorrow. Hello, Pacific Northwest. You made it? And hey, Juicebox Hero. Long time no see. Howdy's Athletics? Stop spamming. Gotta go have fun. All right, take care, Liquidor. Good luck on the interview. Okay, so that's too loud. But I like the sound. I like that it's not like super realistic. Because I don't want it to sound like, I don't know, a violent video game. All right, but volume, well, let's lower it to like 7. It's gonna play pretty frequently. We might want to change it a little bit too. I think I'm following the heat wave, which is a disaster. You know, it is a heat wave for the local area, but it's not crazy. Yeah, like the high today is 86, which for those of you who speak Celsius, that's like 28 or something. No, it's 30. Yeah, it's going up to 30, which, yeah, that's hot. I don't want to be outside in high 80s, but it's not like, oh my God, I fear for my life. It's not, oh my God, I'm in Arizona. But yeah, my wife and I went on a walk this morning and it was like just borderline pleasant. The weather, the walk was nice. Wait, why is it still loud? Shoot bullets at 0.7 now. Did I not restart this? Laughs in Texas? Oh yeah. I would not want to live in Texas, I think. Yeah, it's still too loud. Let's lower it to like 0.35. I was like, hold on. No. It's always nice walking with my wife. But yeah, it was sunny. It's like, I woke up at, I think, 6 today. And I don't remember exactly what it looked like at 6. But when I finally did look outside, it was like, it looked like the middle of the day. And then, yeah, walked outside. Sun everywhere. I don't think this is the most fitting sound effect. Let's randomize a few other ones and see what's happening here. Is that better? I don't know. Let's just save that. I mean, this is the beauty of this. We can just keep trying different ones out. So laser shoot, but with no 1 in parentheses afterward. There. Let's go test that. 96 here, which is torment. Yeah, it's not usually that hot, right? Being sick during a heat wave is distinctly awful. Oh, man. Is he better now? NorCal is seeing hundreds this week. Oh, boy. What is this site? This is Sound Effectser or Fixer. It's pretty nice. If you want to generate some like NES sounding sounds, it's good for that. It's not good for anything more realistic. But in this case, we just need a bullet shooting sound, and I think this is probably fine. I think that sounds better. It still doesn't feel like it totally fits. Hey, ABC. He's doing okay? Okay, good. Good. Yeah. I think the worst place I've been sick is in an airport. God, I was miserable. Just absolutely miserable. All right, I do want to tone this down even a little bit more, and I kind of want to try some other sounds. Let's try some other ones here. We could just change random things over here, right? What do we have now? Sounds kind of like Pac-Man. Waka, 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 waka. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to tone this down. I want to try it out some more. So let's turn this down to 0.25. Creative Commons license for any sounds you make. Yeah, the whole code is Creative Commons license. So even if that website weren't, you could just download the code and run it yourself. Planes Where You're Sick is horrible. Yeah. All right, nice. All right, so we don't have a sound for hitting the enemies. What should we use for that? I think it's like the last one we need too, right? Bullet hitting enemy. Yeah. Oh, what do we do for this? Whoa, what happened with the... What happened up there? The X and the magnifying glass are in the same spot. I've never seen that before. How do I click the X now? Oh, strange. Okay. Hit. That sounds pretty nice, but that's going to be annoying if you hear that like 14 times in a row. None of these really work. We could just click this. Is that going to be too confusing with the laser sound itself? Wait, no, not that one. This one. Yeah, they sound pretty similar. This could work. Let's try that one for now. Hit hurt. All right, plug that in over there. Hit hurt.wave. Sound ID. So there's player getting hit. I think we need monster getting hit. It's actually technically getting hit by bullet, but let's not worry about that yet. All right, so monster getting hit. Hit hurt. Let's try that out. Oh, wait, no. I never played the sound. Yeah, whoops. Gastric nightmare. About the next time I fly, I'm not going to eat before the flight. Yeah, I try to only have food that I've flown on before. So like a peanut butter jelly sandwich is pretty good. Doesn't seem to cause anything bad. It doesn't, yeah. It's not too heavy. Put it in a bag. You can always have half of it if you want. Yay, 74 months. Thanks, Magnetic Bind. Thank you for the resub. Thanks for funneling your Amazon bucks into me. Hey, bums. How you doing? Happy Monday. All right, so monster getting hit. We have take damage here, I think. Yeah, here it is. And we have an audio system now? No, we don't. I should probably just add one. Yeah, audio system dot play sound. There. All right, let's go make an init here. Actually, the room has one. We could play it on the room. I don't really want to do that though. We'll just pass in the audio system. Yeah. All right, so where does that init get called from? Right here, pass in the audio system. Great. All right, let's go try it. Hey, Scholar. I did have a good weekend. Hope you did too. These are good hard-earned Amazon bucks. I mean, your hard-earned real money turned into Amazon Prime. Any deer near the South American River. Yeah, they got a lot of gold on them. All right, so we added the monster hit sounds. Let's go give ourselves some upgrades. All right, I got to tone down power-ups, and I got to tone down the crate sound. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Love it. Now we just need to vary the death sound a little bit. Death. Dying. Here it is, monster dying. Maybe set this to like 0.6 and 1.4. And what did I say? We wanted to lower the sound of the crate breaking. So maybe 0.3. And then lower the sound of the upgrades. Where is that upgrade? I don't even see it. What's it called? Potion? Upgrade? Play sound. Play. Okay. That's when you pick this up. So the top-down shooter must do this. Upgrade. Create. Collected. Play. Top-down shooter collect upgrade. Okay, why is this so loud? This isn't a problem in the platformer? I refuse to believe it. Okay, let's just throw some music on top so I can actually hear how this sounds in relation to the music. Bit exhausted because I had a long, large meeting. Oh, man. Yeah. I think, like, long meetings aren't necessarily a problem for me. Large meetings aren't necessarily a problem. But meetings that I have no role in or that are not conducted well, that's where I take exception. On a road trip with the family to go to a concert. Very tired today. Oh, nice. It's a positive thing. Yeah. Amazing how much sound brings the game to life. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a huge difference. So I wanted to add music here. I'll just throw in my music that we had in the platformer game. Upbeat music player. Let's just copy paste this into here. Top down shooter. So this will not sound fitting, but it should at least let us figure out if the sounds are leveled too loud or quiet. Because this was fine in the platformer. I didn't change the volume of the diamond. Now maybe we won't be able to hear anything. Yeah, you can't hear the sound of it hitting a crate. Yeah, now this does not sound too loud. So it's just me. He's killing me. Yeah, everything's a little too quiet now compared to the music. So all of this tinkering to get the sounds to be lower was misguided. I didn't listen to this step sounds. I should probably do that. Player getting hit. I don't think I listened to that one either. Yeah, I need to listen to all of these. Okay, so break crate we can make a little bit louder. The shoot bullet thing, maybe that much. Monster getting hit. Yeah, kind of the same thing. Hit crate. This is just too quiet to begin with. Let's set this a volume of like 3. Bullet hit wall. I didn't hear this one. All right, let's just try it again. Yeah, sorry, this is going to be kind of annoying because it's going to play the same sound effects over and over and same music, but yeah, I got to do this. So we're going to listen to the wall. I can't hear it at all. Yeah, I can't hear that at all. Where is hit wall? Here it is. Yeah, let's set the volume of this to 3. Can I change this on the fly? I might be able to, but I never paused it. So I had to like pause and then do this and then... No, I think that'd be broken in here. Right? Yeah, I think so. I still can't hear it. What's going on? Okay, I can hear it now. But like barely. That was at 3 times the volume it should have been at. Am I playing the wrong sound effect? No, I'm playing the correct sound effect. Wait, let's set it to 9 times. Normally this would spook me. Like this is gonna blow out your eardrums or something, but I think it's just a really, really quiet sound. I want the music down for this. Yeah, now I can hear it. Yeah, I think 8 is maybe the right amount. Okay, so what else do we have in terms of stuff I haven't tested? Let's just get a list of it all. Yeah, let's just get a list of it all. I'll search for this. We'll put this over here, put this here, delete all that, and delete the top-down shooter thing. So I tested the wall. I tested shooting the bullet. I need to go look at the other ones. Collect upgrade, I guess, is fine too. We tested that one. So what about just walking around? Could be a little bit louder. Yeah, it could be a little bit louder. Collecting upgrade, I think we're going to say we're fine. Step rock. Maybe the tiniest bit extra. I'm not even certain I want to do this. Because it should be subtle. Player getting hit. Let's go test that one. Those are fine, I think. Actually, hitting the crate might be a little too loud now. Volume set to 0.5. Let's set it to 0.4. Breaking the... Wait, oh, I changed the wrong one. Where's hitting the crate? Hitting crate here. Volume 2.25. Hitting the crate is that one. Now breaking the crate is... Oops. Oh, I chose quit. I didn't mean to do that. That's good. That's good. The door sound is fine too. Where's the door? Oh, it's in a different game. So yeah, all right, that's fine. This is good. Break crate sounded fine. Bullet hit crate is fine. So now we just have these 4. Player getting hit, player dying, monster getting hit, monster dying. All right, easy. Easy to remember. Yeah, I think that's fine. Now what about the player getting hit and the player dying? The player dying sound should probably be louder. And the player getting hit sound should probably be the tiniest bit quieter. Player dying. Volume 1.2. Player getting hit. Volume 1.9. All right. Now let's listen. I got an e-scooter. A few of my colleagues got themselves one as well. So tomorrow I'll take the public train and then ride through the fields on our e-scooters to get to work out. Cool. Yeah, an e-scooter is the kind of thing that's always intrigued me. But since I don't have a commute to work, I look at it as all it's going to do is remove my walking. So like, while it does look cool, at least to me, I don't think I should get one. All right, yeah, this is feeling pretty good. Yeah, maybe make that even a tiny bit louder than that. All right, I think we're good now. Matching jackets. Should be like Homer Simpson's bowling league. The pin pals? Was that what it was? I haven't thought about this in forever. Simpson bowling league. Yeah, pin pals. That should still be louder. Oh, did I change the wrong one? I don't know if I did. I want to change this to like 1.8 though. All right, then that's it. I think we're good with sounds for now. I don't think there are any things that are missing sound effects. Nice. Yeah, feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. So placeholder music. I don't think I should do this while I'm streaming. But I did get... I got a pack of assets from somewhere. Do I have these here somewhere? No. Yeah, I'll have to look at this some other time. Consider adding placeholder music to the top-down shooter. Yeah. All right, let's go check this in. We did a lot. This adds quite a lot to the game. A lot of this is just going to be getting initialized functions with audio systems and then play sound calls. In fact, that should be the entirety of this. What did that say? Maybe there's a string name. Oh, whoops, that should go here now. Looking good, looking good. Yep. Nice, nice, nice. Yep, 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 yep. Oh, this should be gone. Yeah. I don't want to keep my platformer music there. There are 2 spaces. Think I wouldn't catch this? That's why I diff things. All right, the rest of this is kind of fine, except for that I didn't change a step, and I did put things at 0.3, which is not divisible by 0.2. So I guess what happens when we go into the animation now? It's not going to let us drag to the right spot, which doesn't really matter. So if I try dragging this to the side, I can never put it back to where it was. Yeah. Is that a big deal? Not really. Yeah, I don't think we do anything about that. All right, so go check in all of these sounds. And all of these. Yeah, nice. Add sounds to the top-down shooter. I think I've got sounds for everything at this point. I also spent some time leveling or balancing them against the platformer music. Although I didn't leave the platformer music in this subgame. All right. So why sorting? I'm not going to do anything else about this for now. This is something we're going to put into polish, I guess. Polish. Cool. All right, use running animation when you hit a certain speed. It'll make the step sounds more realistic. Yeah, now we're into the more difficult work for the day, huh? Maybe we should do the fun check first. People never ask how sorting. They don't. Those jerks. Yeah, more rooms and room types. I think this is a variety problem right now. So let's go launch the game again. Let's just kind of comment on what we see as we're playing. The lack of enemy types, I think, is part of it. So you start out, you're moving really slowly. You're shooting pretty slowly. You can only get these 4 power-ups in the first room. It takes you a long time to break the crates. I think that's okay because you're supposed to build up in this game. And then, yeah, not like enemies are particularly difficult. Uh-oh. Oh, he's gonna kill me after I said he wasn't difficult. All right, well, now you spawn with 2 more potions here. And you get the original 4 crates back. It becomes Vampire Survivors. I want to make a Vampire Survivors like game in here, where you're a werewolf or something and you actually shouldn't be killing things. So all of your power-ups are actually powered downs so that you don't get too powerful and you'll stop killing people. And then all the townsfolk will thank you. Yeah, I think monster varieties and room variety would probably be the best. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. Because now we get 4 power-ups. And I think this changed the breakpoint for how many hits it takes to kill an enemy now. It's really hard to kill them when they're on top of you. Maybe we should allow you to change to the spear. Down, drop the potion. Alright, defense, power. Yeah, I should walk faster. I kind of wanted this to be almost impossible to beat at first. Like, the enemies should probably move even faster than they currently do, because you're kind of forced to die. Because if you approach it like how I'm approaching it now, where you're just shooting them from far enough away, it's not that hard. It's supposed to be a game about needing, like, massive upgrades. Yeah. Alright, let's dive in. Now we get 6 upgrades. We're starting to move faster. We got a lot more power and fire rate too. Tons of defense. Probably take hardly any damage now. Yeah. Yeah, I think just variety is all this really needs. And maybe some more difficulty. That's probably what we'll spend most of today on. And then maybe as you go through the different rooms, the enemies get harder and harder. I think that would actually be kind of cool. There could be like a multiplier for each room. And it goes up by 10% each time. So that eventually the enemies are moving way faster than you do. Maybe they spot you from farther away too. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. So I think biggest problems for fun, or biggest problems in terms of the fun factor, is we need more variety and we need more difficulty. I think the monsters could increase in stats, sight range, speed, attack power as you go through the rooms. By the 5th room, they're spotting you from anywhere and just charging you. Yeah, the actual tutorial text up on the screen. You're basically stuck in the perpetual tutorial. So yeah, I also need to add in the tutorial text for this one, although I don't think that's impacting the fun greatly. If they get harder, won't it naturally or kind of nullify the stacking power-ups? Only if they infinitely get harder. There are only going to be so many rooms. Also, we don't need to change how much life they have. So maybe they still die in the same number of hits. Yeah. So let's go add in some more enemies. I kind of wanted to add in a summoner enemy. Summons minions every so often. Minions can't drop potions or have a limit per summoner. And when the player gets too close, they pathfind away from the player. All right, so let's just try having the current monsters summon something. Hang on one sec. Okay, I have the AC turned up a little too much. So I'm going to put a hoodie on. And then on my next break, I'll turn it down. I think the psychology of it all is just demoralizing, honestly, unless it would be gimmicky. The psychology of what? Of increasing the power of enemies? Maybe I'd have to make it. Oh, feeling like you're in the tutorial. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, the game is themed around that already. Oh, whoops! I forgot to commit this. There we go. All right, so summoning. Let's go try to get something to summon. So we have the tank monster, and it has no logic. Let's just put it in here, I guess. And does base monster have any like physics update? It does. All right, so I'll put it in here for now. So how would we summon? Right now we have base room figuring out all the monster logic. And it's just calling initialize and died. So we need something that creates a monster in here. Public void create monster. We probably need to give it a position. And we eventually need a monster type, but we might just have all the summons be the same. So for now, let's just ignore that. And we need a like private void init monster. Base monster. All right, so we'll put this over here. Init monster. Then put this here. We need the player. The player should have been saved somewhere. They, for some reason, are not. Let's go save that off. Private, top-down, shooter, player. We don't save the game, do we? No, we don't. Kill one, two smaller spawn. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I think that could work. Other ideas. A slow monster that like splits into two on death. All right, so the player's gonna go over here. Then when we initialize a monster, we do this on the player we've saved off. So when we create a monster, we need to put them into monster node and just instantiate some kind of monster. So for now, let's just go with basic chase monster. Monster equals... I need to make a snippet that has this in here. All right, resource loader.load. Let's put in the cache. Scene path. Res / scenes. Subgames. Top-down shooter. Basic chase monster. Instantiate. And then the monster node's never saved off. Nope. Time to go save it off. Can you do that here? Convert to... inline variable. Introduce field. Ah, nice. Easy. That was cool. All right. So now we have a summon monster sort of thing here. And then this just needs to be set to... that. Synthwave type track for the subgame. Something like that. I mean, I'll look into those. Where is this? Here. Yeah. Okay, so we have a function that'll let us summon monsters, but we don't actually summon monsters yet. In order for us to summon monsters, we need probably for some like a summon function to be here. Summoned monster. And maybe we don't pass in anything special. I'm not sure. Is it a custom event you're subscribing? Yeah. Yeah. All right, so in here, let's just do this. Let's say if state is equal to... No, we don't have that here. How do we detect the player? Has detected player. Okay, so how about that? If has detected player and random shared percent chance. So I want there to be like a 1% chance. This is per tick, so it's going to be pretty common that this happens, that we summon a monster. And then the base room is going to listen for that monster and do one of these. Create monster global position. All right, so it's going to summon one like pretty much right on top of them. Let's summon them a little bit to the right of them, I guess. I don't know, because it's it's not going to be great yet. In fact, let's summon them like 100 pixels to the right. This is just to test that summoning works. I don't want it to be on every single monster, but that's what we're doing for now. So let's cheat in a bunch of upgrades. Turbo run over here. Now the first type of monster, that red one, will not summon monsters, but every other one can. Oh, they do die in one hit. So there, they're running toward us, and it broke immediately. So it's because they don't have a base room, which means they weren't initialized correctly. Right, I'm guessing this is null. Yeah, it's null. Okay, that's fine. We initialize with this base room. They're added here. They need to be initialized before they're added? No, where did that break? Try enter idle walking state. That doesn't make sense. Did I forget to add them? No, I didn't forget to add them. Huh. Oh, I forgot to initialize them. That's the whole reason why I wrote this function. Whoops. Okay, now we should be fine. So the monster that they're summoning are also summoners. So, I mean, this could get out of control pretty quickly. Come on, summon something. Summon. Oh, they're summoning at the top. See all these enemies that spawned up there? They should not have spawned up there, though. Why did they? Because, what, we never set the position correctly? Monster.global position plus vector2.right times 100. Oh, yeah, I never used the position. Oh, my God. I am just making all sorts of stupid mistakes, huh? At least they're easy to fix mistakes. Okay, this is a lot funnier when you got a million fiery sound effects playing. Alright. So now they should just keep summoning monsters. Yeah. Now we are seeing them teleport. It's because I messed up the physics interpolation. But yeah, this is more like what I wanted to have happen here. Oh, yeah. I don't even think we can kill them all. Who's not if they detected us? Alright. Yeah, very neat. They can't do any damage to me because I have too much defense. Oh, that's lagging. Oh, because they're all trying to create more. I have to kill them from like over here now. Oh no. It's not working. Yeah. They're... No, this is... I gotta quit. They're all trying to spawn more monsters. All right, so the only thing we got to change now is monster dot. Can't we set the global position beforehand? Probably not. Reset physics interpolation. Okay, so that'll fix the teleportation problem. And now the only problem we have is that we have too many of these. Can you upgrade the lemons with more damage? Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's why they're all dying in one hit. The problem is that there are just so many summoning that we can't get through them all. Yeah, so there we go. Now they're not teleporting anymore. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Why are they spawning there? Oh. Oh, because they can spawn when they're dying. Oh, which means that if you hit them, they can summon a monster as they're dying. Oh, I see. They did not. I want to see that happen, though. Because hitting them should make them detect you. Yeah, that one just summoned one. Interesting. Okay, let's try this again. I don't want to spawn too many. So we just do this. They're spawning off to the side. You can see them kind of popping in there. Now we start blasting. Now there's a game. Yeah, we definitely need some logic like this in there. Alright, let's get some more monsters to spawn. Not too many, though. Just that many. Oh, man. This is great. Yeah, this is great. And if we get more and more luck, they'll eventually drop a potion every single time they die. Wow. They already pretty much are, right? Not quite. They can summon behind you. Oh, yeah. This is just a test that we can summon, and I'm just having fun with it now. I'm done testing. I'm just having a hoot. Yeah, it's very neat. Oh god, might have gone out of control there. Yeah, I don't know if we can kill them all now. Before they take up too much memory. They're multiplying. We can just leave the room. I don't think they're absorbed by dying enemies because we turn off their collision. But wait a second, there was a problem, right? Oh yeah, that's right. The monsters might not get deleted when we switch rooms. I gotta make sure they actually are. Although nothing should be tracking them anymore, right? No, the thing tracking them is in here, so it does get freed. Okay, yeah, they're fine. All right, well, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so I like the idea of a summoner. And I actually kind of like the idea of there being tons and tons of enemies in here. Maybe there should be generators in the later rooms, and they're just pumping out enemies. It's fun to feel like there are hordes of monsters. All right, well, we definitely need a summoner. So we need a couple more graphics, and this is where I don't want to add them in myself. So how did we do this? Base monster has its own sprite. Then chase monster has its own sprite with its own thing. And then there's tank monster. Yeah, so we need another one of these. And I forgot what I did with this for last time. Did I just tell AI to do this? I think I did. They multiplied an uncontrollable group. Yeah. We could put a limit on that if we wanted to. We could say like there could be no more than 300 monsters in the room at once. I don't think I wanted to get out of control in that way though. If you could fire maybe 4 bullets at a time, maybe it'd be better. But yeah, I'm not sure yet. Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Is it possible that we're deferring turning off the monitoring on this so that if we have this fast of a firing rate, or maybe even faster than that? I can't tell. It's too difficult to tell. How many bullets are getting killed, absorbed by each one of these? It should ideally just be one. I guess that's actually a decent way to tell. Just hold down the fire button and wait for it to walk into us. There. Did it only delete 1 bullet when we just did that? It also creates spread. Yeah, I want to be careful about the very visible upgrades. All right, so here we go. We're just going to start firing, and then I need this to be in a higher... Ooh, that's as high as it goes. Huh. Why does this look so terrible? All right, well, anyway, you can see here, so I'm firing several bullets in a row, and if I advance frame by frame, we cut out, what, 1 bullet? Yeah, the quality is so bad that it's hard to tell. Let's refresh this. I don't think it's going to get any better. No. Wait, did it? No, I don't think it is. Oh man. Yeah, that's too bad. All right, so yeah, I gotta add in some more enemies. We should probably just buy the asset pack at this point. Sprites, characters, top-down monsters, free. So we're using what, 9 and 10, I believe. Yeah, that demon thing and that skeleton guy. Now, who would be a summoner character? I mean, we don't need to get too crazy with this. We just need to plug in anything because we can always change these later. Doesn't this look like the other one? Does it? No, they're all pretty unique. Yeah, I mean, this one, 01, can look like the summoner. 01.png summoner. And then the guys it summoned. I mean, we had these like bird-looking creatures. We could have the summoner be a bird summoning birds. Because there are 2 bird things. It's a bird. Yeah, like this guy can summon these guys. 08 summoning 05. I mean, let's just plug it in for now. 05.png summon. Yeah, log the hits. That could work. All right, and then the summon is basically just going to be a basic chase monster, but it needs its own scene. Just like a tank monster has its own, but has a script that is pointless. The script will modify the stats of this, which we haven't done yet. No, wait, that's not true. We have done it. But where? Oh, it's exported. Oh, neat. So then we put it over here. Yeah, max life and movement speed. Yeah, we should probably put all the stats there like that. All right, well, for now, let me have AI go do this because I don't want to plug this in myself. That's annoying. Do I have any changes so far? I just have one to base room base monster. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you know what? We already even have the past conversation where I did this. Let me go find that really fast. No, let's not even use a past conversation. And you know what? While we're at it, why don't we just add in the other types too, right? Moves very quickly, always takes 1 hit to destroy. Is there one that looks like it's faster than the other ones? Again, it doesn't really matter because when we buy the full pack, we'll have like 80 of these things and we're going to need to re-envision what all of them look like. Maybe this one, 07. So 07.png, 7 dot P N G, Berserker. And what else do I have? Enemy 5, variation of enemy 1, but doesn't move directly toward the player. Maybe Wanderer. Okay, so let's pick you as that. Yeah. There. O1.png Wanderer. Okay. All right, so the prompt's going to be, we have, let me just type it into here, I guess. We have tank monster and basic chase monster so far. I want to add 4 new scenes based on those scenes. Summoner monster. This should use 08.png. Summoned monster. Well, it could technically summon anything, but yeah, this should use 05.png. Berserker monster should use 07. And the final one is wandering monster. This should use 01. Okay, in all cases, how about this? For all animations, it's script, make a script for it that's empty. Why do we have tank monster if it's just going to inherit from basic chase monster anyway? We don't have custom logic here. So yeah, I think we just delete this. And just attach basic chase monster to this. And then go delete this class. Edit, delete. Make a script for it that it shouldn't even inherit from this. That inherits from base monster, I guess. Base monster. It should be empty for now. I'll fill it in. All right, summon monster. It should inherit, its script should be basic chase monster.cs. Berserker monster. So its script should be basic chase monster. And wandering monster. Make a script. Yeah, I guess same thing here. Okay, looks pretty good. Nice. Yeah, so this added more scenes. And the reason I'm having AI do this is because in order for me to add one, I can duplicate the scene. But then in here, what I have to do is I have to go to each of these animations and click this button and then find the right sprite sheet and then type in the dimensions and then select all the sprites. It's just annoying. I don't feel like doing that. So yeah, this should work pretty nicely. And then we'll go code in all the different logic. And then we need to make different rooms. And the different rooms should have different enemies in them. And then we need to randomize the rooms. So yeah, I think this is what we put at the top. Then make different rooms with the different monster types. Maybe like buy the asset pack. We need to buy it anyway. That's part of the license that they have. Monsters, where is it? Here, yeah. They say you may use these assets in commercial projects, but where is it? If you'll be using in commercial games, please contribute any value. So yeah, I'll buy this. We get a bunch of other monsters, which, I mean, I don't think any one of these is any really better than the other ones in terms of our game. Like maybe for a boss, we want to use the spookiest looking one. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, we could probably just make do with the 10 that we have already. But like I said, since we need to buy it anyway, we might as well use some of the other ones. To buy the asset pack, add to credits, and then see if I want to change any monster graphics. Changing monster graphics at that point is going to be very simple because we have this line. Where is it? No, this isn't right. Tank monster. Yeah, we have this line. We just need to change the number here, and then that's it. We don't need to like reconfigure all of the animations. Actually, we need to change this number, this ID. So it should be almost done. It's probably already created some scripts. I'll still just let that finish. In fact, actually, you know what? I'll take my break. We're only 1 minute from ads starting anyway. And I'm freezing over here. I got to turn the AC down. So yeah, is it jump time? It's jump time. Hello, hello. Hey, Nat. Close the game. Hey, Combi. All right, so where we leave off? Oh, yeah. AI was doing stuff for me. And now it looks like it's done. So now we should have some new scenes. Let's go check them all out. We have summon or monster. Nice. Are all the animations good? Yep. Nice. Okay, great. We have summoned monster. Apparently we do not. Did I not tell it to make that? That's strange. It's there. I just don't see it here. Huh. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Yeah, it's right there. Why? Okay, now it's finding it. All right, I don't know what caused that. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one looks good. Yep, nice. Cool. And then what else do we have? The Berserker monster. Yeah. And then the final one was Wandering Monster. All right, pretty cool. All right, so Berserker's got to have faster movement speed. The movement speed is 60 by default. This is going to be 120, and its life is going to be 1. So no matter what level of upgrades you have, you'll always kill this in 1 hit. Then the Summoner should have a movement speed that's probably pretty slow. Max life, yeah, maybe 60. I'm just making up numbers for now. And then the summoned monsters that they spawn can be maybe a little bit faster and have a lower max life. And now when it comes to the Summoner, I'm only going to make it summon when it detects you, or like very, very rarely when it hasn't detected you. So it might have an enemy around it at some point. And we got to use the same thing that we used over here. So summoned monster, this is in base. So we will make a protected void summon monster. Excuse me. Yeah. Oh man. Hang on, I gotta cough again. Okay. Oh. All right, great. So we're just gonna put this over here. Has detected player. We're gonna need to change a lot of stuff around. Yeah, I didn't mean to delete that either. Whoops. Oh, isn't that fun? There. All right. Summoner. Where's the summoner? There it is. So we want to put something in. Well, we need to know if they've detected the player. We don't have that here yet. Update detected. Should run detected behavior. Isn't there something here that... Yeah, this one. It's protected. So once they've detected you, they enter summoning mode, basically. Yeah. So we'll override this. And we'll also keep track of how many summons they have. Num summons. This won't even work. We need to track how many summons they currently have. So every summoned monster would need to be linked to the summoner so that this can know when they've died. Alternatively, we just let them summon up to 4 and then that's it. They don't summon anymore. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Just like in English, what's the behavior we want? So I think there are a bunch of options here. Option 1 is like summon X monsters upon detecting the player and then never summon again. I don't like this idea because at that point we might as well have just had the X monsters there in the room. So this would be like summon X monsters or summon maybe 1 monster every so often as long as there are fewer than X from this summoner, this specific summoner. I think I like this one better. And like option 3 would just be summon 1 monster every so often with no limit. I mean, that could work. Or it could be like summon up to a particular limit without keeping track of how many are still alive. Yeah, like this doesn't seem like a good idea. But maybe option 4, summon 1 monster every so often until we've summoned, say, 10 of them. And don't summon more even if the summons die. The thing I'm a little bit concerned about, and this is not a big concern, this is not going to be a game you play for a long time, but you get a summoner to detect you, and then they just start spawning more and more monsters around them. What we could do is make the summons automatically start attacking you. Maybe like these minions always detect you. So even if they spawn off in the corner of the room, they will still pathfind to you and try to kill you. Maybe they actually don't have pathfinding. Yeah, maybe they move stupidly, so they get stuck on stuff. I still think I like this way the best. It just involves wiring up more, which I don't necessarily want to do, because now monsters need to know who summoned them, and if they die, they need to tell a summoner. It's not that hard to do. So fine, let's just go do it. Yeah, it's not hard to do. So number of summons we can keep track of here. Yeah, it starts at 0. And then base monster needs to know who summoned a thing. Private base monster question mark summoner. This is just going to be null for most of these, but in init we can pass in the base monster summoner and set this here. Then when we call summon for these things, summon monster. Yeah, so to on summoned monster. I always expect it to type things out for me and it doesn't. And in this case, we do need to know which monster summoned it. So monster summoner. All right, so create a monster. The summoner's global position. We got to do some more here. This needs to change. Yeah, this, I didn't mean to do that. Invoke with this. Cool. All right. So now going back to this, when we initialize a new monster, we need to be able to pass in the summoner, and the summoner gets sent into init. So when we summon something, we call create. Create is only ever called from here, right? Yeah, this can now be private. This function doesn't even need to exist, actually. Although it's not that bad to have it. And then we need to pass in the summoner. And in this case, we do have to have it exist, right? All right, neat. Actually, at that point, might as well just only pass in the summoner. We can figure out its position from that. Yeah, vector to position equals this. Okay, so I want it to be somewhere within a certain radius. We're probably going to do this a lot, where we rotate a vector just to figure out, like, spawn within a circle of it. But, like, on the periphery of that circle, the circumference of it. Let's... Where do we do this? There should be a... Yeah, here it is. Desired target position. Yeah, so this is given a position, give me a point that's on a unit circle away from it somewhere. I want to make probably an extension out of this. Public vector to get point on circle centered on this vector. I don't know. Yeah, this is a stupid name for a function. We'll come up with a better one in a little bit. So the point is going to be this thing plus a rotated number. And then we need to figure out, this extension needs to exist. We need to figure out the distance from here. So float min distance, float max distance. So now this is not quite accurate, right? It's like get point within circle. It's really just get point within range at that point. Yeah. There, done. All right, now we replace min distance and max distance, and that's our thing, return point. All right, so how about we make this even a little bit simpler to understand? So this is going to be a random angle. We're going to go delete this, random angle. And we need the distance, var distance equals this. Yeah. All right, that looks a lot cleaner, right? Yeah. All right, now get point within range. Let's go do that. So mathf.py, we only use in what, like 2 places, right? Create farm item. What is this? here. So global position dot get point within range and just pass in the min and max. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And then when we summon a monster, we want to do the same thing. So the position is going to be this dot get within range. In this case, I think we always want to summon them like, let's say 32 pixels away. And just see what that looks like. I always probably vary this a little bit. Let's do like 28 to 40. All right, there we go. So now a monster knows who summoned it. When it dies, it needs to tell the summoner that it died. It can just directly communicate with them, which is maybe stupid, but like summon died. This. We don't even need to pass in this. Who cares? Yeah, let's just go make the thing on here. This is going to be a virtual function that does nothing, which means it needs to be protected. And then in the summoner, we're going to override this. To just say num summons minus minus. Easy peasy. Okay. So then when you detect the player, we'll do an if. This is done on every what? Physics tick? Yeah. How do we want them to summon? Maybe it's every so often. Every like second. Is that too much? No, that's probably too much. Private, double, summon, cooldown. So summon cooldown minus equal delta. If this is less than or equal to 0, then we're going to try summoning something. Set this back to double range. Somewhere between 1 and 3 seconds. That might be too fast. I have no clue if that's too fast. And then actually summon the enemy, right? Summoned monster. Wait, isn't it called summon monster? Yeah, there. All right, now let's go plop a summoner in and try it out. So starter room. We have the monster node. We're going to go get a summoner. Oh, I never put a limit. You got to do that. I'll put you over there. And yeah, you're only allowed to summon if your num summons is less than 4. Okay, let's go try it. So I'm going to make myself invincible. No argument corresponding to this. Yeah, we need a summoner, which is null. Which I should just say here that it's null? No. All right. So I'm invincible. As soon as I walk in sight range of this, they will start summoning. There's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now they should no longer summon stuff. Uh-oh. There's a 5th one and a 6th one. Did I forget to do num summons plus plus? I probably did. Yeah, I did. This is why we test things. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there should be no new ones until I kill one. So as soon as I kill one, yeah, a new one can spawn. All right, so now let's try it for real, and let's see what it's like if we were fighting this thing. Because I think it's a little too strong right now. Doesn't need to show up in the first room, though. All right, so as soon as we blast it, it's going to summon something, right? Yeah, they summon faster than you can kill them, basically. Yeah, this is too much. Oh, it still plays a walking sound. We gotta change your animation. That should automatically fix that. All right, so there are a couple of different things we can conclude from this. Option 1 is this is too hard and needs to be nerfed. Option number 2 is this is too hard and needs to be in another room, a later room. I mean, we're not going to put it in the starter room no matter what. That was never a chance of happening. This was just for the sake of me testing it. But I don't think we can conclude that this is not too hard. It is definitely too hard. And we can nerf its summon time, its max number of summons. This is not really a nerf. I think if it summoned one thing as fast as it is, it'd still be too hard to kill. Its life, I don't know, the summon life. All right, let's try changing the monster that it summons for right now. So create monster. What's in base room? Create monster. We're currently creating basic chase monster. We want to create the summoned one. The summoned one is actually even faster, I think. But they have less life. Hey, Goldskin. Shooting feels really good. Yeah. It's feeling a lot better now. They're huge. Yeah, with them dying faster, it's a little bit better. Oh yeah, look at that sharp shooting. Yeah, imagine a summoner or two in here. Be too much. Uh-oh. I just aggroed everything. I'm gonna die. No, I didn't die. All right, we're not dead. We have 3 health. Nope, that's it. I died. So now I get back to the summoner room. Move so fast. All right, that feels better at least. Yeah, them being able to spawn outside of the world is unfortunate. In fact, we gotta constrain them, I guess. Yeah, nice. All right, cool. Okay, so I'll write that down as another bug. Bug, monsters can be summoned out of bounds. All right, so this is done. So summoners, I think them summoning a monster that always detects you is probably good. Where should we do this behavior then? We have move toward. Should run detected behavior. Has detected player and state is not equal to dying. So I think we just start this as being true. So we turn this into a property. And we make it protected. And we delete this. And then in summoned monster, as soon as they've... Oh, they don't have their own script. Drat. Fine. Fine, I'll do it the right way. Which is instead of giving this basic chase monster to give it a new script. Where are all of our scripts? Yeah, they're all in here. Summon monster, sure, whatever. All right, so this inherits from basic chase monster. But in ready here, we just set that they've detected the player. So now, as soon as they get summoned, they'll start running toward you. And it makes sense because the summoner is summoning them and they've seen you. So, like, it's reasonable that the summon would see you. Is this not running? All right, so as soon as you shoot that, a bird thing should come and attack us. Well, that didn't work. Because I forgot to set the player that they've detected. So yeah, where do we normally set that to true? Because that's what I should have done. Oh, there it is. Set has detected player. Whoops. Okay, protected. I guess this didn't need to be a field. We can rename this to has detected player. And then turn this back into a private Boolean. And ideally put it where it belonged originally. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now let's try. Headshots would feel even better. I think it's tough to do in a top-down shooter because you can only aim in one of the 8 directions. And yeah, that means that moving horizontally would be a lot easier to shoot them. All right, so we're trying to enter a state as soon as they've entered this, and they don't even have their sprite yet. And that's my bad. I meant to call the base ready. But hey, like I said, it's okay to make stupid mistakes if they're small mistakes, right? We're fixing them quickly. So does it finally work? Yeah, nice. All right, so now that's it. You'll never escape this bird thing, and if you don't hunt down the summoner, they'll just keep doing this. Which might actually be a bad thing because, well, for one, you can see I'm not actually, despite holding down the fire key, I'm not actually making any progress here. But 2 is because they can drop potions. So if I keep this up long enough, I will oh, I killed the summoner. But I'm still going to die. Yeah, I would eventually become infinitely powerful. I have 5% luck, so every 20 summons a die should drop a potion. Let's try this again. Actually, it's going to summon them out of bounds, and then they won't be able to chase me. Yeah. Interesting. Hey, stop using AI. All right, we got fire rate, luck, fire rate, fire rate. Fortunately, there are no more summoners unless we die again. But I will die here. And now we get more power-ups. Ooh, we can get several luck power-ups. And then farm these guys for potions, which I think is a mistake. I think we shouldn't allow that to happen. Yep. Yep, there's a potion. Now we just attack a little bit faster. This is why I didn't want to have generators in the game. A summoner is basically just an entity that's a generator. Oh, I killed the summoner. Wow, we got a lot of power-ups. There's nothing that gives health back, no. They kill Jack. There'll be health or something at the end of each room. So, okay, the gimmick of this game is that the game is supposed to make you think that these upgrades are temporary. So that every time you restart, it's like, well, you just got to get better at the game. But actually, the upgrades stack across lives without telling you that. And eventually it'll be obvious. It's like, oh, I'm moving a little bit faster than I was already, and I'm shooting a little bit faster, and crates aren't taking as long to break open. So yeah, I don't think we need health power-ups as a result of that. It's like, I want the player to die. And the player, if they knew this, would want the player to die too. They just don't know this. Not at first, at least. Yeah. I don't think there's a reason to put in health drops. Except for maybe making the player think that they should get health back. And maybe it'd be funny to have it give you like 1 HP. Actually, that would be pretty funny. Maybe we add health drops at the end of each room. Oh, no, you wouldn't know that it's 1 HP, though. Anyway, but it's just one. No, yeah, you wouldn't, because we're going to eventually have a health bar. Adding a burger that drops you down to 1 HP. So yeah, every time you respawn, more of these power-ups spawn. So actually, the quickest way through this game is probably to just die in this starter room. And then when you respawn, there'll be more power-ups. I mean, you can't die in the starter room. I forgot. That's not going to be there. But yeah, now we get even more power-ups. And now we're starting to get pretty beefy, I think, in terms of damage. Yeah, like you can see how fast I'm shooting. Now we have more power. Yeah, we're killing these guys in 2 hits. And we're getting a little bit faster. Spinach burger. Oh yeah, now we're just wrecking stuff. So this is what I wanted to get to eventually in this game, is like there's this power fantasy of like, oh, I'm killing everything in 1 hit. I'm shooting like 1,000,000 bullets. I'm moving super fast. Nothing can even touch me anymore. But I wanted to start off feeling very daunting, but not give you the like, oh, this is a roguelike game where, yeah, sure, some things are randomized, but you know you're going to get stronger. This has to position it as, no, you just suck at the game. Yeah. This is what you need to get to eventually. And now we have no way of... Oh, wait, we do have a way of dying. We can just kill the player. So now in that summoner room, this thing that used to be a problem is now easy peasy. But yeah, I like this summoner character. I think it's pretty cool that we have them. Gun them all down. Can we go any faster? Only a little bit. I put a max speed in so your character didn't become unwieldy. Okay. All right, yeah, we got summoners. So now the only question is it a problem that they summon infinitely? Maybe they should run out of summons after some time. Also, we should probably... Yeah, like num current summons, we should call this. Num current summons. Or num summons alive. And maybe private int num total summons over the summoner's lifetime, whether they're dead or alive. Only counts summons currently living. Yeah. So here's what I think I want to do is do this ++ and check that you haven't summoned more than 20 of these. Because otherwise it's kind of crazy, right? So that's update detected behavior. Now what I want to do is go change it so that they can summon every once in a while, like very rarely. Where is that logic? Here, physics process. All right, so base dot physics process. And it, oh wait, you can't check if you detected the player now. No, maybe this is kind of dumb. Should they summon from like way off in the corner of the room? Because if so, those enemies are going to chase you. No, I don't think we should do this. Yeah, I think they only chase. They only summon when they detect you. So wait, if you kill the summoner in 1 hit, then do they still get to summon? I don't think so. But they actually can summon while dying. So there might be a problem. Well, that's weird. They didn't summon anything. Set has detected player. Maybe it's only if you damage them but not kill them. No, it's always. Oh, the should run detected behavior is only if, yeah, the state is not dying. Ah, so that should fix the problem where they can summon while they're dying, right? Update detected behavior. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah, I think it's pretty reasonable. All right, minions can't drop potions or have a limit. When the player gets too close, they pathfind away. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Have them try to run away from you. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting. So we would need to, we have move toward right now. And it's just when they're idly walking. We still kind of want that behavior. But when they've detected the player, I think we want them to walk away from the player. Actually, we could just put it into there, right? Try walking away from the player. Or maybe we just pick, maybe they just run to the right. Because all the rooms are always left to right. But then if you were to the right of them, then they'd run toward you. So yeah, no, that wouldn't work. Problem is we don't actually have a reference to the player here. Oh no, we do. Never mind. Okay, then that's easy. All right, so walk toward. Oh, that function is not. Wait, what? What's it called? It's apparently not called walk toward. Move toward. My bad. Move toward. All right, so we got to get a vector to target equals. How do we do this? All right, I'm just gonna need to draw this out because otherwise it's gonna be too hard. So we have the player here and the monster here, and we want to get a direction in this way. So player.global position minus that. I don't know. If I do this wrong, we'll just do the opposite direction. So is there a direction too? Oh, there is. Oh, perfect. All right, so we get the player direction to the monster and then continue in that direction. So it's going to be the global position of this plus this times, like, it doesn't matter what, any number. Yeah, any number is fine. All right, now cannot convert initializer Godot to vector numerics because of this stupid thing. There we go. And import the correct one. Now let's try that out. So now hopefully they run away from you. And it's only when they detect you. So as soon as I shoot them once, they should run away. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, pretty cool. All right. I like that. Now we're always if I speed this up right now, they'll eventually walk to you because it is just random. And then, yeah, they'll run away from you after that. But they only ever seek out, they always seek out, like, they'll run as far as they can. I think they should run just out of line of sight. So only if they're within a certain position of you. So if global position distance to the player's global position, if it's less than, no, let's just try 100 and see what it feels like. And I'll do a private void run from player. Run from player. All right, 100 pixels is pretty close. And I mean, you've got a gun, so like you could still shoot them. But let's see what that feels like exactly. So like here, they're not running from you. Oh, I gotta make myself invincible. Here, they're not running from you. If I move over to here, we should be getting close. There, now they start running from you. But they only run so far from you. Nope, he looks like he's just running away forever. Hey, Nick. And yeah, my day's going well. How are you doing? All right, so why is that happening here? If the position distance is less than 100, they're trying to move away from you by 50 pixels in that direction. And then they never seek out a new target when they get there. So they'll just stay there. Having some lunch? Oh, nice. I'm going to actually get some lunch probably pretty soon. It's been almost 3 hours I've been streaming. Yeah, I think I messed this up a little bit. How about this? Let's approach them from the right side. That way they move to the left. There. Now they should stop. They don't ever seem to. strange. How long have I been streaming for full time? I started in 2015, but then I stopped from 2020 to 2023. So it's been what, 8 years, I guess. But it's not really full-time streaming. It's full-time game dev. And yeah, I stream for, what do I end up streaming for now? Probably about like 24 hours per week. But yeah, the most I've ever done per week consistently has been 32 hours per week. And I think this is just a no-go right now. I just can't keep up with that. Are you thinking of getting into streaming? So I ask. All right, so I don't know why this is problematic here. Oh, because direction 2 is not normalized? No, it is normalized. Oh, what am I missing then? All right, let's put a breakpoint here and find out. Just got back into it. Yeah, it's fun. I think Twitch has changed a lot since 2015. Like, my general takeaway now about Twitch is it's not a good platform for growth. Yeah. Hey, Magnus. Magnus. Oh my god, the O's in your name and the system you devised. So I'm supposed to be able to treat this like a binary string, right? So now it is what, 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. So 15. So today's June 15th. Yeah, okay. Correct. Okay. But there's some other rules about this. Like, you capitalize the M if it's a morning stream and the A if it's an afternoon stream. What a gimmick. What a gimmick. All right, so I want to be on the other side of this thing, which I can't. No, there we go. Now I can get to it. All right, there. What? No, no. I wasn't supposed to die. Come on. Move to the left. Come on, bird thing. There we go. Now I move over here and move like that. Okay, perfect. Now we go take a look at what this is. So your global position is the middle of the room. The player's global position is to the right of you, so your x-coordinate should be greater. It's 100 pixels away almost exactly because I was roughly in a straight line to the right. And what we do here is figure out where they should move to. The y coordinate ended up being like 806,000. How does that make sense? This is supposed to be a normalized vector. Oh, whoops, because of globalized position. There we go. All right, that's normal. But that's not, adding these two things doesn't actually. This is the same problem I saw in VS Code. I wonder if there's just some vector thing going on here. Yeah, this is very, very unusual. So we have global position is 263, 111. And then this component is basically -1, -1. So when we add the two of these, it should be like 262, 110. And yet it's some like gigantic number. And I've seen this happen before. And I think we just looked at the Y positions of these. You wouldn't see this happen. It's something about vector 2, and I don't know what. Plus player, global position, direction 2, global. Well, it's not what I meant to do. And now this is messing up. Direction to global position dot y. Yeah, 110. So it's coming up with 100 and it's coming up with 806,000. This is why this makes no sense. I wonder, what if we just got the y position of this? It should say it's the same thing. Yeah, it does. Skip those to say the sanity of streamers I get rated into. They're already struggling up. Why do you think it's harder for growth or not for it anymore? I think that viewer culture has changed and more streaming platforms have popped up. So not as many people probably seek out streams. Raids and hosts have kind of changed in tone a lot over the years. Like back in 2015, 2016, when I would host someone, I feel like there was more stickiness, more chattiness. Now people raid in here, I raid other people, and it's like one person from 100 people who end up talking. So it's just like, oh yeah, this thing happens. Like I don't care about it as a viewer. Then I get that. Like I don't care about it either as a viewer. I don't stick around for raids. And yeah, just I think with anything that you are trying to get attention for, it's you have to go where the eyes are. And I think eyes are more on TikTok and on YouTube. Yeah. So anyway, now it's probably not a great time to get into streaming, but it all depends on what your goals are. If your goal is to become a full-time like software and game dev streamer, yeah, it's probably terrible. But if your goal is just to have fun and get like a small community, I think it's fine. All right, so this means I basically can't trust what this is producing, which is rather unfortunate. If I just hit the play button here now and look at what target is, yeah, it's correct. Yeah, this is exactly what I expected to be. So this is working just fine. And we call move toward over here. And then we don't need to do anything else. Does this set a target? Yeah, we set a target position. And then we eventually call stop moving when you make it there. So then what's happening? Is it getting called again? It is, but it shouldn't be in any drastically different position. It's not, yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, all this is fine. Eventually we'll hit play and it won't call into this anymore. In fact, I'm not sure why it's even still calling into it. Because this is all contingent upon this being within 100 pixels. Strange. Distance to player global position. It's 128. So why are we invoking this? What? Why are we invoking this? Distance 2 cannot be. Yeah, no, distance 2 is not normalized. It couldn't be. It really hasn't happened in a couple of years. Yeah, well, this is the other thing too, is like, I think everyone hits a saturation point with how much media you can watch. I mean, at most, you can watch 24 hours of media per day, right? You might argue that you could have like 2 or 3 streams open at a time, but you can only split your attention so much anyway. But regardless, a normal person is going to watch some number of like hours or minutes of TV or Twitch or social media per day. And at some point, I would guess that most people are like, all right, I'm not going beyond that time. And I'm not going to find another like 10 different streamers or 10 content creators. You just only have so much bandwidth for people you can like tune into. Then I was like, this guy seems smart and chill. Yeah, a lot of people have found the stream through raids. I just wonder how many people have found it in the last like year because of raids, or 2 years even. And it's not like growth has gone down to zero. I don't think it's like it used to be. All right, so yeah, this is quite perplexing here, because when I check the distance, it says 128, and then I do this and it says false, but then we ended up in here anyway. Yeah, how does that make sense? Like something's very wrong here. It's almost like it's changing just by evaluating it. Yeah, something's amiss. And I don't know how this is possible. Like this if statement is not true. It says distance to is 130. And I evaluate the if statement, it's false, and then it goes into this anyway. I don't think I've ever seen this happen. Like I don't know. I don't know why I can't trust the debugger. The only thing would make sense is that there are side effects here. But the position shouldn't be able to change in a synchronous function like this. Strange. Thought you were explicitly trying to have low channel growth due to chat volume. I'm not, I like explicitly try. I guess I'm just not trying for growth, but I think it's explicitly trying to have low channel growth. Well, maybe we're saying the same thing. Yeah, I'm not like trying to stunt growth, I guess is what I'm saying. I'm just not trying to facilitate it more. But what we're remarking on mostly here is just a general trend I've seen across Twitch. Yeah, I don't get why these things just run away infinitely. They, yeah, something weird is happening. All right, let's print out the target. Target plus target. And the distance of the player. Distance to player. To get some audience in the short form content. Trying to start a business community, which might take a while. Business community? What do you mean by business community? Adam is trying to grow the channel. Abby would be even more regular. Yeah. That's strange. What did it pick as its target? Did it even print a target? It didn't. Yeah, that's strange. Oh. Oh. We don't have a physics process in here, do we? No, we don't. And this inherits from Base Monster, and Base Monster does have this, and Base Monster also calls move toward. But that's only when the state was idle walking. So I guess it gets a destination. And then we want to override that destination here. And then something funky happens. Huh. Seems like not too much of an audience. Yeah, well, I think the other thing too is, at least is what I've learned, if you're doing anything productive on Twitch, the more visual it is, the better. So like the highest natural concurrent viewer count I had was making a Minecraft plugin. Because Minecraft is something a lot of people know, and it's like Minecraft adjacent, anything people are going to be more interested in. And then just the nature of making this plugin is it was very visual. So people would see Minecraft on the stream and be like, oh, I'm going to go check that out. And then probably the lowest was when I was doing an NES ROM, where it's assembly. No one is really all that interested in making NES ROMs themselves. So it's like, what's the benefit for the viewer is a lot of what gets factored into this. And it doesn't have to be the content, it could just be a chill environment. But yeah, when it comes to content, I think a lot of people are going to tune in based on that. So yeah, here they walked away. What did this end up being? It kept finding new targets, and the new targets were farther and farther away. And that's the part I don't get. It's like this is just failing. I don't understand it. But I also don't know what I could be doing wrong with just this single line. Oh wait, in this particular case, it thinks the distance is the same. Oh, maybe I was moving closer. Okay, so then something else is probably going wrong here. And it might not be that we're changing targets. It doesn't move toward get called from base. Okay, I think I might know what's happening. And I think just the debugger is weird when it comes to vectors. Idle walking. This is only there. No, yeah. I don't see anything else that's wrong. All right, let's try again. Yeah, sure thing. Letting my cat design my game. This would be a super good way to practice your programming. You can launch the MCP in debug mode. Yeah, I still think it's a good way of doing coding or getting into game dev. Okay, so what I want to figure out now is over here, this is not being called, right? No, it is not. If I were to do this in Base Monster, yeah, this is never being called. Is move toward even being called though? it should be only for summoned monsters, which is going to make this kind of hard to figure out. Yeah, this is a summoned one. So I want to put a breakpoint here and say the condition is name is not equal to summoned monster. And then hit play. And it breaks it on the character body 2D. This is very likely a summoned monster that couldn't get the unique name summoned monster. So what we should really have checked is this is summoned monster. Yeah, that's what I want to change. All right, so this is not a summoned monster. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, it never breaks in. So how are they wandering over there? If I move on to them now, they will. Yeah. So something is causing them to keep moving in a certain direction, which at that point, what could it even be? Oh, their velocity never changes, so they never call stop moving. That must be it. But stop moving should be called as soon as they're close enough to their target. Yeah, strange. I wonder... I wonder why. It used to be a lot more accessible, at least compared to last time I looked at it. Yeah, I haven't even played Minecraft in a while. And I remember even back when I was playing, there'd be an update and they'd add in something that I was just like, man, I almost don't even want to go learn about it. Because you couldn't learn about it through the game a lot of times. You had to learn about it through a wiki or something. Like at some point they added, I think it was enchanting. And I don't remember, maybe the rules for enchanting are way easier than I remember, but I don't think it was straightforward. So it was one of those like, okay, go read a wiki, figure out what's possible, figure out what you want to do from what's possible, then yeah, I think we'll do that thing. As opposed to in a lot of games, like, I don't know, in Stardew Valley, it's like you get a crafting recipe, you see what the ingredients are, and you know what to do. Minecraft didn't even have that at first. You just had to like put stuff in an arrangement. You had experience in shaders and Godot? Yeah, some. Hey, Dream Bench. I haven't done a lot with shaders. How direction 2 can be approximately 0? Are you looking at this code here that we have? Yeah, this is interesting. This should have been distance 2. I wonder if I changed that recently or what. Oh, now it's a float. Yeah, I guess I want to just check that. If math.abs direction is less than math f epsilon. And this should be distance. All right, now desired velocity needs to be this direction. And I think we should be good. Yeah, let me give you a point. It's even more confusing now. Or it's still confusing, I see. Coding in HLSL, is it good in Godot? Because in Unity, Shader Lab is pretty great. Whatever Godot uses, I always forget if it's HLSL or GLSL. It says it's similar to GLSL. Anyway, one of the nice things, I mean, yeah, I know there's Shader Lab that exists, but at least in Godot, you could modify a shader and in real time see the updates and just go change a code directly in the editor. They have a shader editor here. I don't know how it compares to Unity because I haven't used Unity in a very long time, and I didn't really do shader stuff in Unity back then. But in general, if you can make a shader in Unity, I guess you could actually just make it and then convert it afterward if you want to. But yeah, if you make a shader in Unity, it shouldn't be that different in Godot. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? No, they're still moving. Man, they're also not pathfinding, which is weird. There's a lot of weird stuff going on here. Like it should stop 50 pixels away from there, and it's not. So what, one of these things is working? It would seem like it has to be, and yet it isn't. Not this instance, or is summoned monster. I guess I could have just said this is summoner. Yeah, like this doesn't get hit anymore. I think it's just its velocity is set. Is that being called? This is a summoned monster. I'm gonna hit this until we potentially see no. Oh wait, no, there it is. Yeah, summoner monster. All right, let me just hit the play button a bunch of times. There it is. Now its velocity is being changed on velocity computed. So it's still computing velocity from the navigation agent, despite that it should have reached its destination. Huh. Which also suggests that they've never reached their target. But if they haven't reached their target, then how is it that this thing is still moving, but not calling move toward? Stop moving should clear out its velocity. It does. And then it enters idle. Idle could cause it to idly walk again afterward. Summoner. Still detected the player though, right? Wait, isn't that a problem? No, it's only if idle walking is called. Yeah, which it never would have been. Unless they detected you while they're in idle walking. No, but when they detect the player, something happens here, right? Yeah, we enter them into the walking state. I cannot figure out what exactly is going wrong here then, huh? I guess let's get rid of the summons for now, so I can just set breakpoints without having to put conditions on them. Yeah, just get rid of summon monster. That should make this easier to figure out at least. So stop moving is eventually going to get called, right? It's gonna figure this out. Time for another week-long bug hunt. I really hope not. I don't think it's gonna take that long. Also, this is at least in my code, which will make it a lot easier to hunt down. All right, so move the velocity. I don't care about this. So I'm gonna move over here. It starts moving. It's gonna stop at some point. It never calls stop moving, but that function doesn't get hit anymore. That's strange. I'll put a breakpoint in here. Chicken man. Yeah, chicken man. He's reached AGI. They're just trying to escape from you. All right, let's move around here and that. So now they're not moving at all. Did I change something? Like move toward never even got hit? Shouldn't run from player have gotten called? Does it ever have a target in here? Oh, you know what could have happened? It could have, well, I was going to say it could be that this character got pushed or something. But no, something else is still going on here. So we weren't ever close enough to them for them to trigger their run from logic. No, they detected the, oh, I see. They detect before you move into their range. So I need to move into their range over here and there. And then move toward only gets called once. Okay, I think that's, okay. I understand now. We're not calling move toward on every frame. So yeah, what we should have done, this took me a while to realize. Yeah, what we should have done is something like what we did over here. We call move toward as long as they're walking, and we set a position. And when they detected the player, a lot of times they'll just chase the player, so they always have an updated position that they're trying to get to. All right. Yeah, this shouldn't be too bad. So we just need to do private vector to run away target. And this wouldn't even be set. Or we set it to like new vector to, I don't know, some, it doesn't matter. Let's just delete that. All right, so run from player. We set the runaway target here. And then if that's set, if has value, then yeah, move toward that value. All right. Oh, we needed that to still exist. And then once they get there, we got to null this out, which we don't have a way of doing right now. Well, we have stop moving. Stop moving could be made into a virtual protected function. And then we override this and null out this thing. All right, let's try that. Yeah. Okay, so they move away. They should move by 50 pixels. Let's just click the play button and watch. We got to turn this off. Nice, it worked. All right, that's exactly what I wanted. So now we move to the other side of them. Now they should move 50 pixels to the left. So they'll just keep running away from you. They should probably go back into idly walking once they reach their target. So I'll probably do that. And then that distance to player thing can just be deleted here. Yeah, so stop moving should change their state back to... Oh, we can't change their state here. Because base monster doesn't expose that. Oh, wait, we didn't... I never called it base. Oh, that's why. Okay. Base dot stop moving. All right, that should fix things. So now they can wander around after they've run from you. And then we should probably just randomize how far they run from you. So I get close to them, they run away, then they should start wandering. So if I speed things up. No, I think because they're in the detected state. So they're never idle again. Yeah, they're never idle again. Okay, well, let's just make them idle. I'll put a near stop moving. Protected, void, set state to... Wait, don't we have like an enter state or something here? We do have an enter state. I could just use that. So it sets a state and it sets their graphic. Yeah. Easy peasy. Cannot access. Make protected. Make them turn to you, look at you, then run away. I'm not going to do anything too crazy now. I think I'll just leave it probably as is. Let's see. So now they run away from you a little bit. They stop. Then they should idle and walk around. Yep. So they still walk around. And they should be summoning. So let's make sure that that's working. So I'll put summon monster back in. The thing I want to check here is if you nudge them away from you, will they continue to summon? And hopefully they do, because they shouldn't stop detecting you. So now I make myself invincible. I walk close enough to them. They've summoned 2, 3. Yeah, they're still summoning them. Perfect. All right, that's exactly the behavior I want. Let's just randomize this now. Random shared float range 25, 75. And they should pathfind around things. I don't know how easy it'd be to test that. Let's try. Let's get them to walk up there. And then, yeah. So they do not seem to pathfind, or if they do seem to pathfind, then they're just not able to move around crates correctly. That's okay, I guess. Yeah. All right. Okay, well, I've been snoozing these ad breaks for a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is go get my lunch. And yeah, where I left off, added this summoner and some other monsters. Finish the summoner, need to check in. Need to code the wandering monster and the berserker. Well, actually, the berserker's already been coded. And then need to add new rooms. And then need to randomly pick rooms. Checkies reconnecting. Yeah, I have those sorts of days. It's not happening to me today, though. Yeah, it's been going pretty well. Cool. Yeah. So fleshed out the top-down shooter, added sounds, different monsters, and hopefully different rooms this afternoon. And then we just had to pretty much like, yeah, add in a final boss maybe. And then eventually get you to leave this game. You'd probably leave this game through a portal. After the boss, there should be a portal that appears to take you to the loot box game. How much time do I do game development? Pretty much all the time you see me streaming. So like if you were to look at my Twitch VODs, for example, it's like 3 hours this morning, 3 hours on, whoops. This wasn't actually game dev. This was a video about it. So like 7 hours on Friday. Thursday wasn't that great. 5 hours, 5.5 hours on Wednesday, 5.5 hours on Tuesday. So yeah, I try to aim for like 6 hours on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at least. That doesn't always happen. But yeah, it's a little early for lunch. I'm still gonna go take my lunch break though. I'll be back at around maybe like 12:15 or 12:30. Don't I have a colon button over here? Yeah. And then I'll stream for another like 3 hours probably. So yeah. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here. If you want to join Discord, here are the links. And I'll be back in a bit. Take care, everyone. See ya.